Okay, guys, you can probably hear me. We're going to be starting here shortly. Okay, hi guys, welcome to this webinar that we're going to be having today for essential oils for babies, pregnancy, family, kiddos, and beyond. I'm really excited to share with you today. My name is Elizabeth Tassoni, and I love natural health, and I've been using essential oils and Young Living with my family for almost 4 years. It'll be 4 years in August, and I hear a lot of times posts and fear about using oils and essential oils with your kids and with your family, and I am really hopeful that this is going to just help empower you to feel confident about using essential oils and natural remedies over the things that you might be using from the drugstore or the grocery store or things like that. I have tons of stories about how essential oils and natural health have helped my family. But one I want to share with you guys today has to do with sleep, because I know many of you might have little ones and sleep can often be an issue. Well, my son has autism, and he did not sleep through the night until he was 5 years old. He still would wake up and he would want to play in the middle of the night for about 3 hours, and that meant that I was waking up. So you moms of newborns, you know how it is if your kid wakes up a lot in the middle of the night. How tiring it can be to go day after day and month after month without getting sleep. Well, imagine doing that for 5 years. And my husband worked outside the home, so I was the one who was usually getting up. Sometimes he would, because I would be so tired that I'd be like, please, can you get this night? When I started using Young Living essential oils, they were really different and special than any other oils I had used before, and I tried a diffuser in my son's room with lavender and cedarwood oil, and within a week he was sleeping through the night, and he has slept through the night ever since, and he's 10 years old now. So that was life-changing for my family. You can imagine going 5 years, almost 5.5, because he was about 5.5, without sleeping through the night, and then finally getting to sleep through the night. It was amazing. So that's just one of the many stories that I have from using natural health in my family. Things like making my own boo-boo cream with oils and coconut oil to help with, any issues, bumps, knee scrapes, things like that. It's so nice to have a natural thing that I know everything that's in there is natural. Getting rid of toxic cleaners in my home. There have been so many things. So let me just kind of get into the webinar. That's a little bit of my story, and I will start sharing with you guys. Oh, hey, Teresa. So I can't see my comments the way I'm doing this on my computer, but I do have my phone here, so I'm going to attempt to keep track of the comments and respond, but please know if I do not respond, I'll turn the slide off. I think that may help. Okay, if I do not respond right away, I will go back and I will answer questions. So if I miss you, don't be upset. I'm trying to keep on track, and I've got my notes, so hoping to keep this under an hour for you guys. So I'm going to try and stick to it, and I will look to answer questions when I can, okay? All right, let's see here. Okay. So often I get asked, are essential oils safe during pregnancy? Are they safe for babies? People often get worried or scared about using essential oils on their babies or themselves when they are pregnant. And what I want to do is I want to help empower women to use natural products and essential oils which are natural and they come from plants, and to start to put things into perspective. Of course, I am not a doctor, so you need to chat with your doctor. You need to use your common sense mama, gut. And I really feel like it's so, we as moms, we know what's good for our kids, but I'm going to share a bunch of things in this webinar and some, things that you see about fearful posts, and I'm just going to kind of debunk some of them. So stay with me and listen, and then make an informed decision, right? And I just want you to, feel empowered and to, have all the info at your hand. So every day, women use approximately 200 chemicals. That can be from perfumes, makeups, their soaps, their hairspray, their lotions. One of the top things people use is Febreze. They are spraying air fresheners into the air that their families breathe, or they use harmful chemicals while they're cleaning. There are many toxic chemicals that are allowed into the products that most of us grew up on or are currently using because that's what our moms used, right? That are actually very harmful. These toxic chemicals contain hormone disruptors, they can have endocrine disruptors, respiratory irritants, skin irritants, and the list goes on and on. Now, people rarely go to their doctor with a concern about whether or not they should keep using the perfume that they use, or whether they should keep using the body lotion or the body spray that they use, or if they should keep using the Febreze that they've been using. They rarely go and ask about that. Jack, shh. My mail just got dropped off. Sorry. My dog's going to bark for a second. They don't find out if that's safe during pregnancy or if that's safe for their unborn baby or newborn baby. But then people have this really irrational fear about using natural plant essential oils while pregnant or while, having babies or little ones. I find this really alarming that's kind of how we've been trained to think. We're not worried about the things that have all these chemicals. We might be pregnant and we're down scrubbing the floor with some all-purpose cleaner that has all kind of toxin in it. But then you get a bottle of lavender and someone who's pregnant is like, ooh, I don't know if I can use that. Okay. So, I just want to educate. I want to educate more moms about the wonderful things about oils, some safety tips, some common sense kind of stuff, and I want to help people move towards natural health and wellness and get toxic chemical junk out of their homes. Okay. So, check this out. There is a study that has been done. Here we go. There's a study that has been done by the Environmental Working Group that showed that over 200 chemicals were found in the blood of babies' umbilical cords. 200 chemicals found in the blood of babies' umbilical cords. These included things like mercury, fire retardants, pesticides, Teflon, just to name a few. Of those 200 chemicals found, 180 of them can be considered toxic or cancer-causing in humans and animals. Now that's alarming to me. That's in the blood of the umbilical cord. So as a parent, I know we have a lot on our minds, and the last thing I want to do is freak out moms or whatever. Or I don't want them to worry about I don't want you guys to worry about exposing your babies or children to harmful chemicals in our own homes, right? We can't control what's out there in the environment once we leave the house. But as a mom, we kind of control what comes in our houses, right? So we want to protect our kiddos and ourselves while we're pregnant, because they're especially vulnerable to harmful chemicals. Babies' immune systems and organs are still developing, and some chemicals may interfere with those processes, right? Babies breathe more often and more deeply. They're crawling on the floor and they're putting things in their mouth. So these can expose them to more possible chemicals. If you're cleaning on the, cleaners on the floor, things like that, you're spraying things in the air, you've got your plug-in candle things or plug-in air fresheners and, all that stuff you're exposing your kiddos to, okay? So what I hope to do is empower women to start to ditch and switch toxic chemicals. So the chemicals are the things that we should really be fearful of. And I know this is going to be like a mind flip for some people because so many people are like so afraid of using natural essential oils or things like that. And there is safety and there's wisdom and there's diluting, and I'm going to talk about that. But what we really need to be concerned about is the chemicals that we're allowing in our homes, not only for ourselves, but for our little ones, right? Okay. So just getting those chemical-filled products out of our home and having more natural and safer plant-based alternatives. And they're out there, and they're amazing. So let's talk about that. But God made plants, and I believe He made them for our benefit. They all have amazing properties in them that do different things for our bodies, and I think He knew what He was doing when He made them. So properly grown, harvested, and distilled essential oils. Sorry, just seeing Teresa's right on comment. Woo! High five, Teresa. Pew. Okay. Sorry. Distracted. Properly grown, harvested, and distilled essential oils can provide so many blessings for our families, and they can be an alternative to toxic chemicals. We can learn to read labels and know more about what we're using on ourselves and in our cleaners and on our children. And I'm not telling you these things so that you get all freaked out. I'm telling you these things, and we're going to go through a few products here that people commonly use on their babies and on their little ones. And you're going to see how not good they are. I tell you this to educate you so that you can make slow choices and you can change things over. I like to call it ditching and switching. Okay, did you guys know that there are certain chemicals that have been grandfathered in? Hold on, let me make sure I'm on the right slide here. Okay, yep. I'm going to go back to this one. We're almost there. There's certain chemicals that have actually been grandfathered in our country that will never be tested and never have been, that are in products on our shelves in our stores today. Lots of these have been banned from other countries, but they're in our products on shelves and they're grandfathered in. So that means there can be no testing on them to see, how bad they are. So yeah, many of these aren't allowed to be used in other countries, but in the U.S. they've been grandfathered in. So we really need to be aware, and we need to become good label readers, or make your own where you know what's in it. That's what I do because it makes it easy, or buy stuff that you know is good. But okay, we don't want items with talc, parabens, propylene glycol, fake fragrance. If you see on a product that you have that it says fragrance, that is like a banner for so many other things that they can throw in there, and fake fragrances are usually very bad for you. So fragrances, dioxide, mineral oil, triclosan. Okay, start looking at the stuff you have for your baby and your kid and yourself that you're using while you're pregnant every day, and see if any of that stuff is in there. Because first of all, we don't need those things, okay? They're harmful. They're not good. They're those endocrine disruptors. They're those hormone disruptors. They're those cancer-causing respiratory irritants, those kind of things. We don't need them. We don't need chemicals because plants can do amazing cleaning and different things for us. So, and they're better for us. Our bodies can process them. They don't harm us. Okay. We don't need those chemicals, and our babies definitely don't need those chemicals. And they just don't need to be in our products. I don't even know, they really don't do things for us that plants can't do in a natural way that benefits us, okay? All right, sorry. I'm gonna get a little worked up because I'm passionate about this stuff, okay? So what I suggest for moms is to get an app. It's a free app that you can download on your phone, and it's called Think Dirty, which I think is a super fun name, right? And what it does is it's from the Environmental Working Group, and it rates from 1 to 10 a system that can tell you how harmful things are. So obviously you can see on this slide, 8 to 10 is like not so good. 4 to 7 has potentially bad things. 0 to 3 is like where you want your stuff, okay? So yeah, 5 to 7 is questionable, 8 to 10 not so good, and we want stuff 0, to 4. So anything above 4 to 10 could have potentially long-term effects. And if you've never looked or heard of the term bioaccumulation, go check that out, because Google it or whatever, because it's basically the longer that we're putting toxins on our body and in our body, the more likely we're going to start to see symptoms. And they could be lethargy, skin issues, digestive issues, just lack of energy, lack of, I don't know, there's a ton of them. But as you're compounding toxins on your body and your body gets overloaded and can't process them all, these symptoms start to happen. And I think a lot of people suffer with a lot of those things, and they have no idea why. Look, I got my little Ninja Red cocktail here. Okay, so here's the scary thing. Check out some of these numbers. Okay, Aveeno, Johnson & Johnson, Baby Magic, and even some of the Burt's Bees stuff don't get the best rating. Now, I use Burt's Bees on my son because I thought it was really natural. And, this is where I'm saying we need to rethink the things we fear, because oils, essential oils, and natural products, truly natural products, which you have to become a good label reader, because you can think they're natural and then look at some of these numbers. Like, I thought Aveeno was a good, supposed to be more natural, and look at those numbers. So, you have to really start to rethink those things. Another thing that you can check out, it's called the Skin Deep Cosmetic Database. It's an online one, and you can plug in your products or your ingredients and see where they rate. And so as a mom, I just suggest that you take the things that you use on yourself and on your kid, and you start to check out where those things are at. So now that you know why you need to get those chemicals out, kick them to the curb, I want to talk about how you can use oils on yourself, on your babies, and on your children. I want to share what oils are and the 4 ways you can use them. I'm going to share some safety tips for using with kiddos. I'm going to shed some light on the fears of using essential oils, maybe the scary posts you've seen on Facebook or your friend told you not to, right? Now, I'm not a doctor, and I can't treat and I can't prescribe. So, check with your own pediatrician, trust your mama gut, find a tribe of other moms that are already using essential oils and natural products on their kids that you can trust, and ask them questions, because that is what we have, and it's really a benefit in my group that we have others that are using them, and you can ask questions and feel confident about that. So let's see. Okay, you know your kids best, and I'm going to share a ton of info here, but let me recommend some reference materials for you guys, because that is the best way to go. You don't need to be an expert on oils or how to use them. You just need some good resources from people who are, doctors and other people that have done the research, and then you just get a reference guide and you've got that at your fingertips. I highly recommend the book Gentle Babies by Deborah Rayburn. It has so many helpful resources, including oils to use oils to use sparingly or avoid during pregnancy. It's filled with recipes for all stages of pregnancy, labor, nursing, newborns, babies, toddlers, and beyond. So Gentle Babies is an amazing book for moms of young ones or pregnant moms. Has tips and recipes for mom to use during pregnancy on herself. Tons of recipes. It's amazing. Also, and it also just tells you a lot about oils and the grades and different things like that. So, okay. Also, having a good general reference guide is awesome. You really need this. This is a book like the two other books listed there, and there's a ton of them out there. I really recommend the Essential Oil Pocket Guide Desk Reference, that blue one or purple one over on the side. This is basically going to be in alphabetical order where you can look up stuff or symptoms or problems or issues that you may have, and it will tell you some oils that you can use. And really handy to have because then you don't need to be the expert. Okay. So I want to start, I'm going to talk just a little bit general about essential oils because I know there's going to be some people on there. I know, Teresa, isn't it an awesome book? There's going to be some people in this webinar that have never used essential oils and they don't even know anything about them. So I gotta cover a few basics, and then I'm going to get into like some safety tips and some of the debunking of the myths that are out there and things like that. So if you already know a lot about oils, just stay tuned. It won't be long, okay? So in the United States, there's no rating system for essential oils. The closest we get is an FDA requirement that in order for a label on a bottle of essential oils to be labeled pure, the bottle has to contain at least 5% of that oil. 5%. Okay. So, but even though there's not a grading system, there is kind of a system that people go by, that each oil can fall into 4 categories. So these are the 4 categories. Grade A is therapeutic. It's made from organically grown plants. It's distilled at the proper temperature so that you end up with all the God-given natural constituents in the end product, in the oil. They're not like cooked too high where you cook up all that stuff. Grade B are considered food grade oils. So they actually could contain synthetics. They could have pesticides because the crops could have been sprayed with pesticides. They could have fertilizers, chemical extenders. Well, that's where they add in the chemical in a lab to make it maybe smell stronger or make the batch go farther, and so they can have more bottles, or carrier oils in them. Grade C are perfume oils. This is a lot of, I feel like when I was young and I would go to those little hippie shops and I would get an oil and I'd think it was, an essential oil. This is probably where most of the oils out there fall into. They're perfume oils. They can often contain adulterated chemicals. They often use solvents. For example, there's one called hexene that's used and added to gain a higher yield of oil per harvest. Solvents can actually be cancerous, and they're in many store-bought oils. And then they may also dilute them 80 to 95% with alcohol. So these oils, they may smell similar or almost the same as a good therapeutic grade oil, but they're not going to have any of the properties in them that you need for it to actually affect your body or do good things in your body. And then grade D is called floral water, and this is really aromatic. It's a byproduct of grade A distillation. After the oil is pulled out, it's kind of the leftover water. This is good sometimes, like you'll see rose water or things like that, chamomile water. Sometimes it's used in skincare, like toning mists and things like that. It's great for things like that, but some oil companies are taking that stuff and putting 5% of it in a bottle and then filling the rest of it with carrier oil or alcohol or other whatevers, and then they're calling it pure. So you really got to be careful where you get your oils, and it would kind of be like going in your fridge and getting, this much of a glass of orange juice and then filling the rest of the way with water and then going to drink it and expecting it to have all the benefits of a pure glass of fresh squeezed orange juice. Or using a tea bag and, diluting it, or using the same tea bag like 10 times in water, and then by the 10th time feeling like that cup of tea is going to be as good, right? Okay, so this is why you want to make sure that you're getting grade A oils. before you purchase your oils, especially if you're going for your family. You don't want to buy oils that have chemicals in them. That like kind of defeats the purpose of going natural if you're getting oils. And, you know, trust me, if you're getting them from Walmart and places like that, I don't care what they say on the label, they're not pure. But just check to see if the company grows their own plants, if they own their own farms, if they oversee the process and it's organic and it's, you know, awesome standards. That's why I love Young Living, because they've got their seed to seal. They hand weed. They don't use pesticides, don't use chemicals. They harvest at the perfect time. They have amazing labs, and then they send it out to other labs, and they do amazing distilling, and they know, because they've been in business for 25 years, what and how many constituents are supposed to be in the end result of each, you know, batch and each different plant. And one of the examples I always love to give people is about oils and the quality is cypress has 288 naturally occurring constituents in it when it's distilled at the right temperature, harvested at the right time. And if you change the degree of distilling 10 degrees higher or lower, it ends up with 11. So even though the bottle is going to be pure cypress, 2 different bottles of pure cypress, one has 288 constituents, the way it's supposed to be, the max amount that you can get, and one has 11. So they might smell the same, but which one's going to be better for your body, do you think? So you want a company that actually knows that stuff and has been doing it for a really long time and cares enough about it to test not just that it's pure oil, but that it has all the constituents that should be in there. So something to think about, food for thought. I think I just covered a lot of why I went with Young Living is because of all of that. They have over 20 scientists, chemists, chromatographers. Those are the folks that can read all the fancy tests about essential oils. It's their passion. It's what they do. So if you want to know more about that, just check out seedtoseal.com. You'll see what really sets them apart. So then you'll ask yourself, how do other companies sell oils more cheaply, right? Because you can go to Walmart and you find oils. I was just at Costco, I think it was like 2 months ago, and they were selling an oil pack and a diffuser. And, you know, actually they do it because they're trying to save money. If you spray a crop with pesticides, you'll have more crop to distill. If you use a chemical solvent to extract the oil, you'll pull more out. If you dilute it with a cheaper oil or a carrier oil, you can stretch the oil that you've distilled. So most essential oils are sold more cheaply just because companies are cutting corners, because their passion is making money, and the more oil you have and the more you can stretch it and the more you can thin it out, the more money you're gonna make. So that's, you know, why I recommend Young Living. But let's get on to oil basics, because I could go on. I'm passionate about the company. So what are essential oils? Essential oils get their name because they are the essence of the plant. They are the most important part within the plant. They're considered the immune system, or like the lifeblood of the plant. The essential oil is the part of the plant that keeps it healthy and protected from pathogens and things in its environment. So some people love to use herbs or teas or tinctures. Well, it's actually the essential oil within the plant that is the effective part that does anything within tea, within tinctures. It's the oil within the plant that does anything for our body. So when they're grown, harvested, and distilled properly, an essential oil contains hundreds of organic compounds, and these are those awesome God-given constituents that can work so cool in our body. And I just love how they work. So there's 4 main ways to use essential oils that once you start using them, you know, I find that I use most of these almost daily. So the first way is aromatically. That just means that you are breathing them in. God made our brain and the sense of smell so amazing, and we actually have a special part of our brain that is specific just for the sense of smell. It stores our emotions and memories, and that's why our sense of smell can trigger a memory like cookies baking, reminding us of grandma's house, and it kind of feels like it takes you right back there. one of the ways I love to use oils aromatically is by using a cool mist diffuser. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me just, wrong, yep, that's the right way. See that diffuser right there? So it's this cool little thing that you add water to and a couple drops, 3 to 5 drops of oils. And you plug it in, turn it on, and it fills your house with the aroma of that particular oil. But it actually also, if you get a good one, like what Young Living sells, it breaks up the molecules into tiny little parts and puts them up in the air, so you're actually breathing them in. This is an amazing replacement for candles, sprays, you know, those toxic sprays that people spray all over, plug-ins, wax pods, like all those things can have a lot of harmful chemicals in them, and you can just use a diffuser with natural plants, and it's amazing. You can also breathe them in, put a couple drops and just breathe them in. There's plenty of ways to do them aromatically. Some people use diffuser jewelry, and that's another great way to use them. Topically is the next way, and that just means that you are applying the oils right to your skin. Good therapeutic grade essential oils can work so amazing at a cellular level. For kiddos and pregnancy, it's good to dilute. You can find lots of dilution ratios online and in that Gentle Babies book that I was talking about. The younger the child, the more you want to dilute, okay? Carrier oils are something that you hear a lot when you get into oils. A carrier oil is just a fatty vegetable oil. So like olive oil, coconut oil, or grapeseed oil. So those will help carrier oils will help slow down the absorption of essential oils, which is great when you're using them with kids. A good example of a ratio would be to add some carrier oil to the palm of your hand, about nickel size, and then you would drop 1 drop of essential oil in, rub it in, and then apply. So that would be diluting it instead of applying it neat, which would be applying the straight drop to yourself, which, you know, adults can do. But when you're starting, it's always just common sense to start low and slow. So low meaning a low amount of essential oils, and slow. And the best places to start topically are the feet, because there's super tough skin on the bottom of your feet, but you have large pores on the bottom of your feet. So it's really great for kids to use the bottom of the feet. You don't have to worry about irritating any skin, which you usually wouldn't anyway. But if you're, you're starting out, you kind of want to ease into things. There is also, you can put on wrists, on the chest, along the spine. A lot of times people do, especially when you're trying to boost up the immune system. The crown of the head, start with less, and you can always work up to more if needed. So internally is another way. Use internally with the Young Living Vitality supplement essential oils. So Young Living, let me grab my... Certain oils are safe to use internally. Most of them are oils and that you would be able to they come from a food that you would be able to eat, like lemon oil comes from lemon, peppermint oil comes from a peppermint leaf, different things like that. Fennel is one, fennel oil, dill oil. So those, Young Living has made a vitality line. It's just the white labels, and that just lets you know that that oil is safe for internal use. A lot of people cook with them. They might add them to applesauce or smoothies, or Young Living actually has a drink, which I'm going to take a sip of my little mocktail. It's a drink called Ningxia Red, which has oils in it and other amazing things. So yeah, if you are starting with ingesting, you can use a toothpick size amount. So just dab a toothpick in there and then stir it into your water or your yogurt or whatever you're using. If you're venturing into using oils internally, and some of them are really great to use internally, especially if you're dealing with digestive issues, or need digestive support or things like that. Usually, most people don't use internally on kiddos unless they're using them in a supplement that is already ready-made by Young Living. Young Living has a kid scent line that's already ready to go. The oils are diluted already for kids, and then the supplements are made with a kid-sized body in mind. So, internally is something that you kind of like would work up to as you feel more comfortable using oils, but they are great internally, especially cooking and things like that. Last way is cleaning. You can add oils to homemade cleaning products. A lot of DIY recipes on Pinterest and things like that, and oils. So many of them have amazing natural constituents that are amazing for cleaning and just keeping things nice and safe. And so, but there is this awesome thieves cleaner that so many of us moms love. It is super concentrated. So this bottle, you use 1 capful, and then you would fill up a 16-ounce bottle with water and 1 capful, and that's like your all-purpose cleaner. I use it on windows, bathrooms, floors, counters. I mean, it is everything, toilets, and it works amazing. It smells like Christmas. If you've ever smelled thieves oil, it has cinnamon and clove and all these amazing oils that are really great at cleaning, and it gets the job done. Super clean. You can do some YouTube searching on how good Thieves Cleaner works, but it doesn't have a poison control label because it's all plant-based, and it's so totally safe for your kiddos and your pets. And so your kids can help you clean, and you don't have to feel bad. You don't have to make them leave the house when you clean the bathroom. You don't have to make them wear masks or rubber gloves. So lots of moms love this because you know that age before they realize that cleaning is work and the toddlers want to like help with cleaning, right? It's great for that, and it's super affordable. So the diluted bottle, I think you get, I don't even know. I think it's like 14 or 15 out of here. It could be more. I've heard up to 30, but I've never measured it or sat there and counted my capfuls, so I probably should one time. But it ends up costing about $1.50 a bottle of all-purpose cleaner when you break it down like that. And that's cheaper than you could get even, all the organic ones in the organic section at the grocery store. So those are the 4 ways: aromatic, topical, internal, and cleaning. You will find that once you get into them and start using them, and especially if you are lucky enough and blessed enough to get into a group of women like we have with my team, Cup Runneth Over, and there's a few guys too, to be able to share recipes and talk and ask questions. But you can go on Pinterest and find recipes that you will find that you are using them all 4 ways, and sometimes almost every day you're using them. So this is the Thieves Cleaner, just to show all the toxic chemicals that you can throw out. And I did this one day. I had 2 boxes full of things, and now I use this and baking soda and vinegar, and that is pretty much it. So pretty cool. Okay, so now let's talk some safety tips. Most of these are common sense. Some parents feel more comfortable using oils in certain ways after they've tried them and they're having success. I always say trust your mama gut and talk with your friends and use that have used oils for a long time, or get in a group. There's tons of groups out there, but a lot of times I'll see different, not warnings, but, don't use this oil during this. And then I have tons of friends who are like, I used that the whole time I was pregnant. I was fine. And my baby's healthy. So, you know your comfort level with oils. I know what I would feel comfortable with. But these are some common sense safety tips. So, number 1, talk with your doctor or pediatrician, which I already said. Use carrier oil. With kids, always use carrier oil. It's just, super safe and makes it so you don't have to worry. And the kid scent line is already with carrier oil. So start slow. Try diffusing first. Do that for a couple weeks. Then do topical, bottom of the feet and that stuff. And then, work up to internal when you feel comfortable with that. When in doubt, apply to the bottom of the feet. Always the best place to do it. Listen to your body. If you don't like an oil, well, don't use it, right? Avoid internal use in babies or very young children. They just don't need it. The oils can go in through their skin or through their breathing. They don't need to be using them internally. Avoid use on premature babies. Never put oils in eyes, nose, sensitive areas like your privates. And let me just clarify that there are diaper cream recipes and very gentle oils like Gentle Baby's Blend and Lavender that could be an exception to that. I have heard so many amazing testimonies of people making diaper cream with coconut oil and lavender and frankincense and copaiba, or buying the tender tush that Young Living makes and like saying, you know, I tried all the other stuff and this is the best for getting rid of diaper rash. So there are exceptions to that, but for general purposes, you're not going to put oils in your eyes and your privates in that areas. Okay, so listen to your child. If they don't like an oil or they don't like the feeling of an oil, then don't use it. If you want to start extra slow, especially with babies, some people even they can hear all the amazing stuff and they can know like lavender is super safe and they can know that Gentle Baby's Blend is super safe and they still don't feel comfortable, well then use oils topically on a baby item like a blanket, or put it on your sweater if you're going to be holding them. Like maybe lavender is super calming and soothing. Maybe you just don't feel comfortable, then put it on you and hold your baby and they'll get that benefit yet. And when in doubt, use lavender, Gentle Baby's Blend, or frankincense. Those are the most gentle, the most safe. And then keep your oils out of reach of your kiddos. They're not toys, and although, the caps are kind of hard to get off, it's just wise not to leave them where your kids could be playing with them or dumping them out. We don't want them wasting our oils, right? Oh, so there's some common sense kind of safety tips. And like I said, the Gentle Babies book is going to have even more for you. So, hope you guys are enjoying it so far. I'm trying to, 2:42. I gotta hurry up to get this in an hour for you guys. So I want to debunk some of the fear or the hype that's out there using essential oils with kids. So most of the fearful posts that we see about using essential oils, and this is also for pets a lot of times, are misleading and they're hyped up. So I did some digging, and I also watched, there is a girl, her name is Lindsay something, and I'll put the link to this video that she did, but she has a pharmacy background, and she did some digging and some research to find out about the calls to Poison Control Center. So just to put things in perspective, now listen to all of this. The Poison Control Center in 2014 pertaining to essential oils, the calls that came in. So first I want you to remember that this doesn't mean they were Young Living oils, and we already talked about all the other junk that can be in oil bottles that are marked as essential oils that are out on the market. Okay, so this is the whole blanket of essential oils that are out there. But I want to put this in perspective to you. The actual cases that there were serious concerns pertaining to essential oils. There were more in number calls of serious concerns for vitamins, cough and cold medication than there were for essential oils. So those two things, there was more calls in with serious concerns for cough and cold medication and vitamins than essential oils. And then after further investigation, those that had serious issues were from people using oils in ways that is not recommended or safe. And just, I can't imagine people doing this, but like one of them was, they put 1 milliliter of peppermint oil up a baby's nose, which I can't even imagine. And I believe the things that happened were respiratory issues that the child had. Nothing, as far as I understood, nothing fatal. And 1 milliliter of oils. So let's see, this is a 5 milliliter bottle. So it would mean 1/5 of this bottle went up a baby's nose. I can't even imagine. Okay. And then Another one was a small child drinking more than 15 milliliter bottle of essential oils. So this is a 5 milliliter. So 5 times or 3 times more of this and a child drinking it. So unfortunately, these cases that kind of came up, and these are some of the cases or the oils, like you might hear something about eucalyptus, because one of them was eucalyptus, or peppermint. These are cases that were usually from uneducated people using oils in a really incorrect or unsafe way. And I will link the video when I find it so you guys can watch it, because she goes into more about it than me. But I thought it was a really amazing eye opener. So this is not usually the way that people use oils. It's not recommended. It's certainly not what we would be sharing in our group. So it's just, let's use common sense, right? And use oils in the right way. They're natural, they're from plants, and they are way better than the chemicals that are out there. So this is the cool thing. Young Living has already made it really easy and safe for moms to use natural products filled with the power of essential oils, with their 2 exclusive lines that are ready-made for children. So I am going to discuss some oils that come in a kit that Young Living has. But if you are someone who wants to go the easy way, take out the guesswork, I recommend the Kid Scent line, which is already diluted and ready to go with kiddos with special labels, and the Seedling line, which is a perfectly naturally blended items specifically for babies that are amazing and safe, and so many moms love these products. And I actually use the Seedling wipes for a lot of things, and I use, my son loves the Kid Scent line. He loves the toothpaste. He loves all that stuff, and I don't have to worry about all the toxic junk in there. So that's really great. Okay, so I am going to go through 11 oils that come in, Young Living's starter kit. And the reason I'm just going to go through these is because there are so many oils. There's over 300 oils. There's tons of amazing wellness products that Young Living sells that are all plant-based and natural, and you don't have to worry about all that chemical junk we were talking about. But this is a great place to start. It has a little bit of everything for every body system. And so let's go through the oils and talk about how you could use them for your kiddos and for your family and for yourself. So the first oil that I'm going to talk about is lavender. Lavender is amazing. It's an oil of relaxation. This is the one I used for my son in the diffuser, which was so amazing. You can diffuse it for a calming, soothing aroma. You can add it to some Epsom salts and put it in the bath for a really great way to calm your kiddos down when it's time for them to go to bed, or when you just need, a little bit of less excitement. Kids have so much energy, right? I wish we could have that. It's also called the Swiss Army knife of oils because it's so good for everything. All things skin. I mean, this is an amazing first aid oil to have on hand, and it's super duper safe. This is great for babies, great for little ones. You can apply to the bottom of their feet to calm them. Great for skincare. I mix it with coconut oil, this and a little frankincense, and a little vitamin E oil, and then that's like my natural boo-boo cream, and I have a bunch of cool recipes for that. Next is frankincense. Frankincense is just another great oil for moms to have on hand. It's one of the top skin oils, and I just love the way it smells. It helps smooth the appearance of skin. So this lavender and frank can also be good for moms as their bellies are growing, if you're pregnant, and afterwards, mixed with some coconut oil just to really get that skin looking great again. Wish I would have known that before I had my kids, or I would have been using oils before I had Lennon. So it's also great for brain support. It's one of the key ingredients in Young Living's Brain Power blend, which is good for grounding, good for, grounding, like keeping you calm and focused. It's great for school work, things like that. Also a great one that a lot of women use on their bellies, I said, but also for babies after birth. A lot of times people use this after birth, and wonderful in homemade diaper creams or balms. And I am just giving you a few uses for each one. You can read a couple other ones there. And if you got a reference guide, like I recommend, you would see that there are just so many uses. These are so versatile. That's what I love about oils. You can have a really small, you can have 10 to 15 oils and you pretty much got everything covered that you would need. Copaiba is another great oil. It's a really unique oil because it's the only one that's made extracted through tapping a tree, kind of like maple syrup or rubber. It's super soothing, and it's often added to other oils. So it's in Stress Away and a blend called Deep Relief, a blend called Breathe Again. It's great to use. A lot of moms like to use it during teething. Because it's really soothing. So you can rub on the outside along the jawline, diluted. It is a vitality oil, so you could dilute it with coconut oil and actually rub right on the gums. And as a mom, or as, you know, if you have any issues with teeth, it's great for you as well. And it is a vitality oil, so for you know, adults, if you've got if you need digestive support, you need some soothing with the digestive area, that is a really great oil to consider. Digize is next. So I wish you guys I could pass them around. You could smell them. That's what I usually do when I, you know, meet up with people in home, or we do a class of some sort at someone's house. So if anybody ever wants to do that, just let me know, because then I can bring the oils and you can actually experience them, which is just amazing. But Digize is not one that usually smells the best, but it contains tarragon. It's a blend. Tarragon, juniper, anise, ginger, fennel, patchouli, peppermint, and lemongrass. And this is a great oil for just supporting the digestive system. Whenever, you know, I'm experiencing anything that I would need digestive support, or my son is, I just rub some on his tummy. You can take it internally in some water or in a capsule, but rubbing it on the belly is super soothing for little ones. And then there is a kids scent version called Tummy Jize that's already diluted and ready to go, that you know, your older kids could even do themselves if they were, you know, oily kids and they know how to do that. Okay, lemon is so amazing, smells so good. It is enhances food and water, so you can add drops to water just to make your water taste better, maybe get you to drink more water, but it also has like a detoxing component to it. It may help support the immune system, so a little boost. It's in the Ningxia Red drink that Young Living makes, that is really great for overall wellness, antioxidant support, and immune support. You can use this to remove sticky goo that is on, like, I always use a picture frame as an example, because I feel like you always buy a picture frame and then they, for some reason, put the sticker right on the glass, and then you try and get the price tag off and there's the goo. Well, this is great as an alternative to Goo Be Gone, which probably has tons of chemicals in it, and this will take off any sticky residue, or even, you know, stickers. Who's got kids that likes to put stickers on anything, right? They love to, you walk upstairs for a minute, come back down, and then all of a sudden your desk is covered in stickers. So peanut butter glue gum, it's great for removing all things sticky. Lemon is amazing. It's also great for supporting seasonal discomfort. So this, in the diffuser with lemon and peppermint, a lot of people love when seasons are changing. So that is another great one to help. And lemon is photosensitive, so any of the citrus oils, always like to tell people, don't put them on and then go sit and sunbathe, because you might get more burned. If you are around my age, which I'm not going to tell you how old I am, you may remember using Sun-In in your hair, which would make it blonde, and it had lemon in it. So you know, for your skin, you just don't want to put it on and then go sunbathing. Next is Thieves. Now, if you've heard of Young Living, Thieves is like probably the most well-known oil and they're famous for it. It's a powerhouse of oils that has so many uses. It's potent though, so It can be sensitive to skin, so avoid sensitive areas. This is one to dilute. It's considered a hot oil because it has cinnamon and clove in it. So just use a little carrier oil with it and you won't have any issues at all. And also feel free to put it on the bottom of your feet because that is a great tough skin area. But this is an oil that is amazing for just immune support and just really helping your family stay above the wellness line, especially those back to school times, or if your kiddos go to daycare and they're being exposed to a lot of things. Thieves is just a great one to keep going in the diffuser, put on the bottom of the feet every night. And I love it personally for adults. You know, you can put some in a capsule and take it just to keep yourself above the wellness line. If you've got friends coming over and they're not above the wellness line, then you should think, ooh, I better start using Thieves just to keep myself and my immune system very supported. Oh, there's Thieves. I'm getting slacking on my slides here. Sorry, guys. Okay, did you guys see that? Immunity, respiratory, purifying. Okay, peppermint. Peppermint is super good for digestive issues, just gastrointestinal comfort. It supports your digestive system moving and working as it should. It also enhances healthy gut function. You can rub some on your abdomen with some coconut oil, really cooling. So this is a great one a lot of times for tension, muscle tension after you run, on your back maybe, when you are, if you're pregnant and you're having, some pain, just the coolingness, it's kind of got like an icy hot. So that's soothing to muscles, right? Muscle support. Let's see. Yep, anytime you would feel like you need to cool down, it's a great oil because it just has that natural cooling effect to it. One note is that in some women, peppermint can decrease your milk supply. I believe I looked it up and I want to say it's like only 10% of women. But if you are someone who is worried about your milk supply or that kind of thing when you're nursing, then maybe avoid peppermint. And then fennel essential oil, which is not in the starter kit, but it is an amazing oil, can be known to help increase or support milk supply. So just a little side note there. Panache is an amazing oil. It's another blend. It has peppermint, wintergreen, clove, and helichrysum, and it's one of Young Living's best-selling blends. It's great for after exercise to soothe muscles. Super stimulating aroma. It has wintergreen in it, so applying to your back or your neck or your temples. It can help with growing pains or, not growing pains, but, kids are growing and they get their muscles get kind of tight or whatever. It just is really great for those and lower back and things like that. So anything that you would need for occasional support for muscles, bones, joints, that kind of thing. Really great. Really amazing. Also has the icy hot Bengay kind of feel, but it's all natural. Like those are usually synthetically made and have chemicals in there. So you can just use some Panache oil with some coconut oil and you're gonna have some really great relief there. Next is Stress Away. Whew. Stress Away is one of my favorite oils. I always say it was my gateway oil because this and Peace and Calming were the two oils I tried first when I was having a very stressful time in my life. My son has autism, and then we were doing foster care for a little guy who had some really extreme behaviors, and the two boys with the autism and his behaviors, it was just crazy stressful. And Stress Away is just very calming. It helps. It's a blend of orange, tangerine, grapefruit, lemon. Nope, that's citrus fresh. I'm sorry. It is a blend of, it has lavender, cedarwood, vanilla, actea, and I'm missing something here. Lime. And it smells so good. But it's really great for just emotional support, just really keeping you calm. Lots of people love it to diffuse it when kiddos get home from school, or just, you know, if your kid's having a rough day. We all have our emotions, right? So it's also great to keep in the car if you're one of those people who has, if you don't like driving with people who drive and make you mad, Stress Away can be one that's good to have. So Stress Away is a great one at night too. Another one you could put in Epsom salts for a bath. Okay, Citrus Fresh. That's where I was going when I was saying it was a blend of orange, tangerine, grapefruit, lemon, and mandarin with a hint of spearmint. This is so amazing at diffusing. It just makes your house smell super clean. Really great to use to purify your air, and instead of using chemical filled sprays. Also comes in a vitality, is really great in your water for flavoring or tea. And a lot of times it's uplifting, so it can be great for just keeping, you know, your mood up. All the citrus oils are, and then great for deodorizing diaper pail smells. So you could put some on a cotton ball and maybe put it at the bottom under the bag of the diaper pail, or diffuse near the diaper pail, that sort of thing. It can be really refreshing and just makes your house smell really clean and fresh. Raven's another blend, and it's a blend of Ravensara, peppermint, eucalyptus radiata, and lemon. So Raven is, I wish you guys could smell this. It's like your perfect respiratory support oil. This mixed with some coconut oil is like your Vicks or Vapor Rub or whatever you want to say alternative, and then it's all natural. It has just the oils in there that are soothing and are very good for respiratory support. So in a diffuser, another really great time. Anytime you need respiratory support, you want to use this oil. So my main thing that I use it for is in the diffuser, you know, in those winter months when you need a little bit more respiratory support, or in coconut oil as a chest rub. And you can put it, you know, on your kiddos' backs if you're worried that they're gonna, like, you know, wipe it and eat it or something like that. But even if they did, it's probably better than if they did that with you know, the normal vapor rub. But you can put it on the back of little ones. It smells so good too. Okay, so that is the 11 oils that come in the premium starter kit, and that I'm just sharing. This is one way that you can get started with Young Living and get oils, and it's really kind of the best way that I've found to get started. It's what I did, and it's what most people do. But the kit, as you can see in the slide, comes with a diffuser, which is amazing. It comes with a Thieves Cleaner sample packet, which let me just grab these. It's about this big, and it has 3 capfuls in here. So you can make 3 full bottles. You could make one that has 1 capful and then one that has 2. So you had one that was a little bit more concentrated for degreasing, or you could actually just buy 3, you know, bottles at the dollar store and fill all 3 up right away and have 1 in each bathroom and 1 in the kitchen. And you can throw out all your toxic chemical cleaners. How amazing is that? And then it comes with some of that Ninja Red, which I talked a little bit about, but this is just a super antioxidant drink. Young Living is also famous for this, and helps with supporting the immune system, supporting overall health and wellness. And they say you should drink 1 to 2 ounces a day, and I tell you, when I do, I feel amazing. So you get 2 samples of that, and then you also get a roller top fitment, which is shown in the picture. It's just a little top that you can put on one of the bottles, so you can just roller it right on. A lot of moms like to use it on the Stress Away, or sorry, my camera's getting funky, going out of focus, or on the Pan Away. But anyway, so there's different ways to order, and let me explain. I have been talking about the kit. The good way that you can order is just to be a retail member. Young Living not only has these oils, they have all the kid scent, the seedlings, they have supplements, they have non-toxic makeup. They are a wellness company that is basically designed so that you can get toxic junk out of your home. and have amazing top quality products that are plant-based that you're going to love and that are going to work better. And so you can order as a retail member, and you can just go on their website, and I'm going to put some links out after I'm done, and you can just order 1 or 2 products and try them out and be a retail member. And I love that. That's amazing, and that's a super great way if you just want to try one oil, like maybe you just want to get Gentle Babies, or you just want to try Lavender or something like that. A better way to do it is to order the premium starter kit, and there is this one that I'm showing here. There is a Thieves kit, there is a Ninja Red kit, and then now they have a awesome Savvy mineral makeup kit. So maybe if you don't think oils are your jam, but you do want to kind of get some chemicals out and stop using that stuff on your body or on your kids, then a different starter kit might be the way to go. But you order one of those and they are already 50% off. So you can see this kit is normally $320. Even at wholesale cost, it would be $245, but it's $160 when you buy it as a new member. And then you actually get 24% off, and that is super awesome. You don't have to, it's a wholesale price then. So kind of like Costco, you go to Costco and you pay $60 to get their membership, and then you get wholesale there. But here you pay $160 and you get this awesome kit, where at Costco you don't even get anything except the wholesale membership. So you get this awesome kit that you can use, and then you have a wholesale price. And that is really great, because a lot of times people ask, do I have to order again? Do I have to sell it? And no, you don't. You don't. If you want to order again, you can, and you get 24% off. And if you want to sell it, you can earn awesome commissions and make bonuses and get your oils paid for. But nope, you don't have to. It's a no strings attached wholesale membership. So I want to say 90% of my members bought the kit and the wholesale membership just for themselves, just to use it for their family. And then I have 10% that do buy it because they do want to use it for their family, and they also want to share and get their oils and stuff paid for. And then the best way to order is to buy a kit and be a wholesale member, and then get on Young Living's monthly auto ship program, which is called Essential Rewards, and it is so amazing. They give you a gift at 3, 6, 9, and 12 months. You earn between 10 and 25% back. So that is just amazing. It's like, like your cashback credit card meets Amazon Prime meets wholesale, Costco, all this stuff. But it's a great way to start to ditch out products and get new products in, and do it slowly, because it can be very overwhelming if you're hearing all this information and you're kind of like, I need to get this crap out of my house. Sorry, said crap. And you're like thinking of the expense of it. Well, you just do it one thing at a time. As you run out of your old stuff, replace it with something that's toxic free. And you just make it a slow transition and a slow journey to wellness that we're all on. We're all moving towards better health. So those are the ways that you can order. And you can ask me more about that if you want. And let's see. Oh, and then if you do order through me, I'll provide a link out here, and you want to get started, we have an awesome group of people, which I've talked a little bit about. We've got a private Facebook group, so you get support, you get education, you get recipes, you get advice when you need it, and I also do amazing team giveaways and promotions and fun things like that for all of my people, because it's fun to keep it fun. So that is something that you would have access to if you want. We encourage each other and we help each other on the journey. So that is also part of what you get when you decide to order through me. And then I also would give some goodies just for you guys, just for the people who are watching this webinar. So you can either comment below and let me know that you want these when you order, or if you're watching this at a later date, and there's a good chance I'm going to put this on YouTube. If you're watching it on YouTube and you want to take advantage of this, this will be available to anyone who watches it. So just make sure you comment or shoot me a message so I know that you are ordering through me for these goodies. But I have an awesome book called Fearless that is just telling you all about ways to use oils confidently, and not specifically aimed at kids, but just really great for anyone who's getting started in oils to know just how amazing they are and how confidently you can use them and feel really good about it. And then this book is a starter guide, which just really goes through the basics of what's in the kit and how to use them. And then I want to give a little plastic jar for making your first like diaper cream or boo-boo cream. And once you got your kit, you'd have access to all of our recipes. But even if you don't, want to be in our group, or you're already in someone else's group, or you already got these oils, you can go on Pinterest and you can find tons of stuff. But this would be something. And then 2 roller bottles so you can make a couple of blends. One of them that I know is really popular this time of year is people make a stick for after bug bites, relief that way, and just a couple roller bottles so you can make up some mixes. So those would be my little gifties to you if you decide to order anything, a starter kit, and join us. And I hope you guys have enjoyed, getting to know, sorry, this slide is just about some of the other kits. If oils don't seem like they're going to be your jam, there's other ways to get started. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I hope you feel a little bit more empowered and a little bit more educated about, the things that you use on your body for yourself, the things that you use on your kids, that it's really the chemicals that we should be more fearful of. And essential oils and natural wellness products, when used with common sense and just with a little bit of education or a good reference guide, are way, way better. A really, more natural way to help your kiddos and your family and not getting all that, all those chemicals and burdening them that way. So I really hope that this was helpful for you guys. Please, tag a friend or invite a friend and tag them if you think that they might find this information helpful. And I will put some ordering links up and the link to, I think her name is Lindsay. I think her name's Lindsay, but I might be having her name wrong. But I will put the link to the video of the lady who talks a lot about the poison control calls and essential oils, because it's really eye-opening as to how these fearful posts get out there and what is the reality behind oils and the safety and everything. So all right, I think that pretty much wraps it up here. And look at that, I'm a little over an hour. Sorry guys, but it was fun hanging out with you, and I was watching my comments. I think I got them all, so thanks for watching. Bye guys.